outrageously seasonal. Watch out, Santa! Dripping with Yuletide.
This is really fun.
And wildly spectacular.
They are really going at it.
It's a sensational first.
Go, go, go!
A holiday crafting competition like no other.
Hey, where's my nutcracker?
Welcome to Sleighed. Here in our Winter Wonderland competitive arena, there will be frosting, glitter, lights, and of course, tinsel. Each week, 2 craft masters will go head to head, shooting to reign seasonally supreme and secure eternal craft glory.
I messed it all up.
Who will be the grand champion and who will get slayed? Welcome to Sleighed, a holiday maker showdown like you've never seen before. It's a crafting competition that is so much fun and so festive. The theme today is the season of giving, because it's not the holiday season without giving somebody something special and personalized and from the heart. Are you ready to meet our contestants? Over here we have Skylar Uglade. Welcome to our Winter Wonderland.
Thank you. My name is Skylar Uglade and I'm from Milford, Pennsylvania. I'm a sophomore at High Point University and my major is graphic design. I am so blessed to go to a university that gives me these kind of opportunities.
And over here we have Brooke Mayners, craft master extraordinaire.
My name is Brooke and I'm from Lexington, North Carolina. Been there all my life. I love to refurbish furniture. Any kind of home project, farmhouse signs, fall, Halloween decorations, Christmas decorations, anything, everything.
Okay, I'm sure you're probably asking yourself, how does this game work? What did I sign up for? Why am I here? So I'm gonna tell you how it works. You guys have creation stations with everything you need to create a personalized gift.
I love giving DIY gifts, putting your all into something and then getting a really great reaction out of it. It's one of my favorite things.
There's gonna be 2 rounds. You guys will be judged on your creativity, your ingenuity with the provided materials, and overall presentation. So I want you to keep in mind you can use anything on your creation station and anything on the Michaels wall.
So many beautiful things on that wall. I wanted them all. I wanted to put every piece onto whatever I made.
My eyes went right towards the poinsettias. Some flowers, some leaves, natural aspects.
It's definitely the greenery. I love the greenery.
Do you guys feel ready? The winner will be the champion of Sleighed. You'll get bragging rights, you'll get a Michaels shopping spree, and the loser gets absolutely nothing, except the experience. And that's fun too, right? Are you guys ready to make the most festive gifts of your life? You have 1 hour. Stretch it out, take a deep breath, and go!
I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. I know I want to do something very farmhouse, organic, rustic, but I'm not sure exactly what materials I'll use just yet. There's so many beautiful ones.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about my family and my last name, so that's my inspiration. I'm gonna do kind of like a family crest. I immediately looked at the floral foam. I thought, I can use this as the base for my piece. I'm just gonna need to put in a little bit of extra effort to shape it.
I'm so excited to go into this contest. I absolutely love decorating for Christmas, always have. I love ornaments. I love to decorate the mantle and the trees. I'm thrilled to be able to bring my creativity into the challenge.
I'm choosing a U because it represents my last name. Honestly, I was surprised at how quickly I came up with that. Normally my problem-solving skills, it takes me a little bit. I live in pretty deep in the woods in Pennsylvania, and so I kind of grew up in the forest.
I'm definitely going to give my mom this gift, but she has to wait till Christmas. Crafting is absolutely in my DNA. My mother is very creative and has instilled that into me for as long as I can remember. It's definitely a passion that she's given me. I know that she's always my biggest cheerleader.
Let's meet our fabulous judges. Dan Gasby, lifestyle connoisseur. Hey, Dan.
Hey, how you doing?
I like your little pop of glitter.
I had a lovely young lady who gave me this as a way to say, Christmas is here.
Love it, love it. And Jennifer Beasley, the creative maven from Michaels.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
I'm so excited, guys. So it's all about personalized gifts. Are there any gifts that you can remember receiving that really stand out to you?
My wife took some of her clothes and made a pillow, and I still have it to this day.
I love that. See, personal gifts go such a long way. What about you, Jennifer?
Well, both my girls, they've been knitting since they were in, I think, like 2nd grade. And so my eldest, she knitted us all hats one year.
Well, I expect nothing less of your children since you are the creative maven from Michaels.
Of course, yes, of course.
Well, I think everybody's doing really well. Let's all go check on them.
I saw this fabric and I just knew that it needed to be on the sign somehow. I wasn't sure how. At first, I was just trying to piece it on there and I was like, no, let's shred this bad boy. Let's shred it up and glue it on there and make some tassels, and that's just where it went. When I'm thinking about my project and what's gonna go into it, I'm a little chaotic at times. So I'll put things on there. If it don't work, I'll take it right back off.
Brooke!
Hi guys!
How's it going? This is totally your personality?
It is. Everything I have is either boho or farmhouse. Farmhouse style to me, it just means being very organic and raw and with natural materials and just bringing beauty to things that necessarily aren't always beautiful.
I love this ticking stripe. That is really lovely. The greenery and white is a huge trend this holiday.
Yes, I love it. I love all things greenery.
Excellent work, Brooke. Hey!
Skylar, you have one of the happiest faces I've ever seen.
I'm very happy to be here. I thought this was an incredible opportunity, and just the fact I'm able to be here and experience this, I am so blessed.
Tell us about it.
I'm calling it my family crest. It was inspired by my family, obviously. They are like my biggest support system, and I absolutely love giving them gifts. I love making pieces for my family because they mean so much to me, and it's so easy to just put my heart and soul into it. I live right by my grandparents, so I love going over to my grandparents' house, seeing their house all decorated.
We do letters all the time. You don't see them this big. The fact that you've just created this on your own out of foam and pieced it together is super duper creative. Nicely done.
Thanks, guys.
Glue gun is life. Like everything is glue gun. You know, a couple glue burns here and there, but again, I couldn't have done it without the glue gun, so I'll take the burns.
So I go to grab the glue gun, and you know, glue normally takes a little while to heat up, and you know, I'm pulling the trigger, and I realized the glue's not coming out. It took me a second, and I'm like, something's wrong here. It ended up being jammed, so that was my first big challenge, and it honestly set the mood. It got me even more nervous.
Curveball time!
It's curveball time. So guys, you've got a little something at your workstation. So look underneath. We've given you both a little present. We have our craft paint. Both of you need to figure out a way to incorporate that into your gift, okay?
I immediately freeze up, but it only took me a minute or so to figure out what I was gonna do with the paint. I decided to dust the pine cones in the silver and give them kind of a snowy finish.
Brooke, what are you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna add some distressing to the sign. When they threw the curveball, I panicked a little bit inside. I was envisioning some bright neon colors, and I did not know how I was gonna incorporate that into my rustic design. But luckily, it was metallic paints, and then I was excited to be able to just dry brush it on there and add a little more rustic detail. So it actually worked out for me.
1 minute remaining, guys. 1 minute. Time is ticking.
I just get into the zone. Honestly, I don't know that I'm thinking about anything very clearly other than just get done with it.
The final minutes of the competition, I definitely was just really honing in on my work and just trying my best to perfect everything. And I knew for sure Brooke's was gonna come out great, but I really tried my best to focus on mine.
I'm glancing over at Skylar every now and then, and I'm seeing that she's doing an amazing job too, so I'm definitely nervous.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up, ladies. Step away from your craft. Excellent work finishing round 1. You should be very proud of yourselves. Give yourself a little hug. You did it. Brooke, will you walk us through exactly how you created this, what tools you used? We want to hear all the nitty-gritty details.
Absolutely. I knew I wanted to do some kind of wall hanging, so I found the pinstriped material, and I just ripped it to shreds. I made a little burlap style bow. I loved the greenery with the little eucalyptus with a little glitter on it, and then I incorporated the beads with the bells across it as well and hot glued it down.
Brooke, do you always incorporate so many materials in what you do?
I do, and I don't know when to stop. Sometimes I overdo it, then I have to take things off.
When you had the curve thrown at you by having to add the paint, what was your first reaction?
At first I was terrified, but then I thought about the farmhouse feel and distressing it and using that to go through and make it look a little more worn.
It's great.
Excellent.
Great job, Brooke.
Good job.
Skylar, tell us exactly what your process was.
So I started out with some floral foam, which you can't see because it's all covered now. And then I cut that into pieces and shaped that into the shape of a U. To make it a little bit sturdier, I added like a foam border all the way around. And then I followed up by grabbing honestly anything that caught my eye from the wall. I hot glued everything down. Oh my gosh, hot glue was my best friend. After I finished, I went back in with extra leaves and just added a little bit more volume.
Why did you create the U?
I mean, going into this whole competition, I wanted to highlight the fact that my family is everything to me. Any piece that I decided to create, I wanted to incorporate something that had to do with my family. So I wanted to make this more of a nature-based piece just because that's kind of how I grew up. I grew up in the woods, I grew up in nature.
Who are you going to give it to? Or is that a secret?
No, definitely not. This is definitely going to go to my grandparents.
Oh, nice.
My whole family, but especially my grandma has been so supportive like throughout my life. Like I have been so interested in crafts and she is such an inspiration to me. So I can't wait to see the look on her face when she gets it.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
that's beautiful.
Yay.
Thank you.
Great job.
Fantastic.
As I mentioned, there are 2 rounds. The next round is creatively wrapping your gifts. And since this is Sleighed, we do things a little bit differently. You don't get any wrapping paper and absolutely no tape. You have to do something totally different and totally creative.
I'm not a great wrapper to begin with. So having another aspect to the wrapping, having it be an unconventional way to wrap was really, my mind was boggled at first.
I was actually excited because I like to wrap my gifts every year in some unique way.
You also need to add a little tag so that we all know who you're giving it to. Anything on the Michaels wall is fair game. Anything on your creation station, you have 30 minutes. Go!
I'm immediately thinking, okay, I have to problem solve again. The first thing I thought of was, okay, I know there's fabric on the wall. I am going to utilize the fabric in every way that I can.
Brooke, you feeling good?
I'm ready.
Good,
Uh-oh.
good.
That sounds like business.
I went to fabric first. The fabric was a buffalo check, and it just was too thin. It wasn't folding the way that I would like, so it just didn't work out for me. So I tossed that idea and went a different route.
Jennifer,
Yep.
you are the creative maven. How do you feel about the creativity that's happening right now?
Well, it was really fun. I mean, I love the challenge, a personalized gift, the fact that it's, whole store and it's not specifically decorating a tree or something like that.
I'm impressed with how they handled the curveball. I actually felt like they were like, cool.
Yeah,
What
no
else you got?
Bring it on.
Old
Yeah,
curveball.
bring it on.
Well, they're just such pros, both of them.
Yeah, you can tell.
But nobody has a better smile than Skylar. I bet I'm making her smile now.
Anytime you say her name, she lights up.
Yes, she lights up. And I must admit that I thought doing it for her family, that meant a lot to me because I know how important family is. And that's heartwarming. And Brooke is focused. I mean, she's like a laser.
Yeah, when she shops the wall, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she knows. She's like, I know what I want.
Totally. I'm really curious to see how they complete this task because they're very awkwardly shaped items.
The fabric that I'm using, I am creating a sack with it, and the whole point of my wrapping was to represent a sack of coal. And so I laid out my fabric and made a big sheet, and I realized Oh my goodness, it's rolling up on me. I'm grabbing everything I possibly can to flatten it out. So challenge 2, we were using a new set of glue guns, and I think that going into this challenge, the fact that right off the bat the glue gun worked for me, I was right in the game and I was right in the right mindset. And the time constraints were a little bit tighter, but I did not have a problem with it. Right off the bat, everything was working out for me and I had a really good flow. And I think it was a lot smoother of a process getting into it, and I was able to get right into the zone.
When I scrapped the idea of the fabric that I was originally trying to make work, I immediately knew I wanted to do the burlap and just go with my tried and true style, just the natural burlap, very, again, organic style. It was a little hard to work with as far as folding again, but you know, that was expected. My mom better grab some scissors when she goes to open that gift, because that bad boy is not coming open.
Let's check on Skylar. I'm calling you Sky like we know each other. Hey, Sky, too.
Okay, what do you got going here?
Basically a DIY burlap sack.
She's seaming the mesh ribbon together with glue.
Yep, and that's
Wow.
gonna turn into, kind of a
And she's using all the supplies to weight it down. That's so cute.
I started unraveling it and it just rolled up on me. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta find some
Right.
makeshift
No,
paperweight.
that is super resourceful. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job.
Thanks, guys.
I knew I wanted to add elements of greenery and the dried oranges, and again, just the very natural elements that I could bring into it. And as much as possible without overdoing, which I typically have a problem saying, okay, Brooke, that's enough. So, had to draw the line.
Let's check on Brooke.
Oh, man.
You walked up, you were using your whole body.
This thing is awkward to wrap for sure.
You've made it so symmetric and so beautiful. You know, they say that when you do something right, it could be silk or it could be burlap, it's still going to be beautiful.
Hearing that he said that really makes me excited and proud of my work. They saw my vision come true.
I can't wait to see how you use this fun stuff, make your little sign.
Yes.
We're almost halfway.
Good luck, Brooke.
Thank you so
Go,
much.
Brooke.
I don't always have a method to my madness necessarily, but I am a perfectionist to a fault sometimes. So speaking of like retying the bow, I'm sure I would do it 10 more times if I had the time to do it. Yes, I'm absolutely a perfectionist to a fault for sure.
5-minute warning! 5 little minutes left to get your gift perfect. Perfect.
After I laid out the burlap, I am realizing that it's a little thin and you're still gonna be able to see the gift through. So I grabbed another layer of a different colored burlap and I am wrapping the gift in that first, just to create a little bit more of a barrier between, outside and in. I'm creating the tag out of pieces of foam. The whole point of the gift was for it to be a bag of coal for someone who has been naughty rather than nice. So I wrote I wrote it kind of like almost in like an angry font. Naughty, you haven't been good. And I wrote, to Grandma, Grandpa from Santa on the back. So because we're under these time constraints, using paint in any aspect, it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time to dry. And so I'm reaching over my piece, I'm brushing up against things. I was getting black paint everywhere. I finished the tag, set the tag down. I'm kind of dusting the burlap with the paint to make it look like it's covered in coal dust. I go to pick up the tag, there's a black paint smear on the tag, and I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? So I just went with it, stuck my finger in the black paint, and I just kind of messed with it a little bit, and so I ended up making every aspect of the piece look kind of dirty, dusty.
I'm definitely gonna give my mom this gift. I'm very excited to give her the gift. Every holiday, she gets something homemade. I feel like it's more of an expression of love and thoughtfulness rather than just going out and buying something that she can tell me, hey, I want this. No, you can't tell me. Let me show you what I'm gonna give you. Again, my family is absolutely everything to me. My dad, my husband, my children, they are everything to me. And again, I wouldn't be doing this show if it wasn't for them pushing me to do it. When I saw and heard what Skylar was doing, I was a little intimidated because I saw how personal hers was, how it came from her heart as far as her family crest and her grandparents and the love that she was obviously showing for her grandparents. So yes, I was definitely intimidated to see that.
Brooke, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm struggling. This half hour went by way too fast.
You got this.
I mean, right off the bat, like meeting her, she's so distinguished and she had a very specific style in place.
Our styles were probably complete opposite from each other, but that's what made the competition so much fun. Her wrapping, the whole idea, coming up with that on a whim, like that was amazing. The way she incorporated the coal and the naughty tag, it was amazing.
It took everything in my power not to glance over at her table because I knew that it would make me even more nervous.
It's 1 minute, 1 minute remaining. Five, four, three, two, one.
Yay!
Step away, time's up. You guys are done with round 2. Skylar, will you tell us about your gift?
So, don't get me wrong, my grandparents are the friendliest, kindest, nicest people you ever meet, but I love to pull their leg and I love to make them laugh. So this year, they were naughty and they got a sack of coal. For the holidays, ever since I can remember, my family buy each other cards with jokes. I was always too young. I'm old enough now that I get it and I'm able to participate, and it's become just like a really fun part of the holidays that I look forward to.
I love your love for your family, and that radiates through, and that makes me really happy because that's the holidays. We saw you painting something. Talk to us about that.
So I actually ended up dusting the whole thing to make it look kind of messy, like it's coal dust. So I just used black paint and I kind of threw it all over just to make it look like, you know, it's straight from the coal mines.
What a novel idea.
It's really fun.
Thank you.
The gift seems even more beautiful because of how you approached it. So I think you did a marvelous job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Brooke, tell us about your gift.
So I made my mom a sign, staying true to kind of my personal style. I try to keep it very organic with the burlap, the dried oranges, and the greenery. Of course, the torn fabric, lots of hot glue. That was really it.
You know, the way you wrapped it, it almost looks like a musical instrument. It's very, very appealing.
What I took that to mean was that it looked elegant. That was definitely the vibe that I was trying to achieve.
Because you took something that was not easy to manage and you made it look symmetrical and made it look really interesting.
And that little shine of the bell in the middle
absolutely.
is so sweet.
I struggled trying to figure out what exactly to put there. I put like 4 things there and ripped it off.
I think it's beautiful. It's like modern and chic, but also, again, on brand with you. Really pretty.
Skylar.
Oh my God. I did not know what she was doing. That's really, really, really clever.
Because she had an awkward size, so she really went with that, turning it into a lump of coal. So I think that was really fun.
To take it and to mess it up. They call it shabby chic. This is dirty chic.
Right.
It's wonderful.
What Brooke is so good at is just these really refined touches. I mean, she's so deliberate in everything she does, from the choices of the ribbon, the way that she does her bows, the layering.
Well, she's a perfectionist. You can see in the detail the levels and layers. There was a lot of thought that went into the wrapping.
I love it, love it, love it, love it.
Excellent.
This was tough to judge.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we've come to a conclusion.
Yes, we have.
Skylar.
I love the whole thing. Your sense of playfulness, making something special for your family, your sense of humor all along the way is so fabulous, and I'm going to give you a 5.
I agree. I think you're fun. I think that was creative to make the U out of the foam and add the pine cones, and I think it was really just festive. I loved it. I'm giving you a 4.
Skylar, you know, I really appreciate the whole notion of using coal and messing up, making it dirty chic, as I said, and talking about the people who you love the most and calling them naughty in a playful way. I thought you did a wonderful job, and I'm going to give you a 4.
Are you ready to give
Yes.
Brooke her score? So 1 through 5.
Brooke, you did a marvelous job. I mean, the nuances that you put into this were wonderful. I think that you hit it out of the park. You get a 5.
Thank you, thank you.
Brooke, I think you're fabulous, and that wrapping makes me so happy. I give you a 4. I loved it.
Thank you.
What swung me was really the gift itself. The materials and all of that, unbelievable. So I give you a 5. Congratulations.
So, not the greatest at math, but that means the Sleigh Queen is Brooke!
I didn't even expect to win. I really didn't. I'm not even trying to be humble at all. Skylar was fantastic. I thought she was welcome.
I took one look at Brooke and her masterpiece. I knew she was giving me a run for my money. The fact that she tied in the wrapping with textures and materials that she used in her original gift was just genius. She really has such a creative mindset.
There's no one else I would rather have competed with than Skylar, and I hope we can stay in touch because she was phenomenal. It was absolutely an amazing experience, and I would do it again a million times.
Thank you so much for watching Sleighed. My name is Sharzad Kiade. You ladies crushed it. Watch out, Santa. Join us next time for more crafting